I had the privilege of working with Sam and her mom. They've been inundated with negative entities, and they've spent a lot of time learning and trying to figure out how to rid themselves and their family line of them. And I wanted to bring up this particular episode because these ladies are also seeing those same clawed hand entities, just like Gina did in the previous episode titled Claw Hands. All right, let's see what we have going on. We're just going to stand back and observe.
Seeing my nana
Okay.
and a lot of young people all round in the circle, but I can't see the faces.
Okay. Um, I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions and just give me your gut instinct, that response. I agree with you with a lot of young people. Do you feel like they are young adults or children?
I think it's children. I do.
I do too. Okay. We're going to bring in piles of teddy bears for them. Interesting. My first instinct was teddy bears too, and I didn't add that element. Okay. We're going to add in another table. It's full of like cupcakes and just giant balloons that can be seen, that are illuminated with Christ-like consciousness light, so it can be seen from far away. There's a lot going on here, but I do wanted to point out that in this next clip, I discuss how to vet your angels and your soul tribe. I'm sharing one of the many effective tools that we can all use to help protect ourselves. And please feel free to clip this segment and save it if you find it helpful, because we had some imposters show up. What we're going to do, this is just step one of several steps, and we're just going to take our time. We may work an hour and a half or some more. It doesn't matter to me. The idea is we get the job done. But we're going to work on clearing these entities that have been harassing your family lines. They have no jurisdiction, no right to do that. Let's look at the circle. Do you feel like it's mostly children in here?
Yes.
We're going to bring in some teams of angels off to the left side. And we're making that request right now. And they're to stand in military formation, rank and file, because we want to be able to see them all. We're going to vet them with frankincense and myrrh oil. We're just pouring it on them. And I'm just looking to see if anybody shapeshifts or disappears. And towards the back, excuse me, towards the back, they're disappearing and shapeshifting. So we're just going to have them removed right now. The dark side has made this hard. They've been trying really hard to make this meeting not happen.
Yeah, we've had pushback all week.
Yeah. And in fact, I emailed you guys earlier in the week, and I don't even think you got the email.
Yeah, no, I got it and I answered you.
Yeah, so I just decided to change the meeting time randomly yesterday at the last minute, hoping you guys would get it. So this is perfect. Sometimes randomness is our friend, because they can plan. If we have a plan, they can plan to our plan. We came across one of their family members that didn't cross over. And out of respect for privacy, I deleted who that family member was, but the process is still the same. It's important to build the connection for all of us. And I'm also getting interfered with, as I know the dark side is trying to take my voice away by trying to choke me over and over to stop us from doing this work. Right now, this is the easier part, helping the family get some closure and crossing over their loved one. And that is always such a privilege and honor for me to help others do. Okay. Do you see her there yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's just ask a few yes/no questions to kind of build a connection. Let's ask her, is she feeling warmer?
You answer one.
Yes.
Okay. And I'll ask some questions in the beginning, and I want you guys to listen for the answer and just let me know. I'm listening for the answer too, but I want to make sure that you you both and I are in sync with what the answers are. If there's a
Right.
discrepancy, we just work through it. Excuse, I'm really sorry about this cough this morning. It just tells me that we're going to do some good work today. All right. And does she need anything else right now? Is she hungry?
No.
No. Okay. Is she surprised to be here?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I saw first.
Yeah.
She made me laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, does she know she had died?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. And this is kind of a scary, daunting question, but when she died, did something dark grab her soul?
Oh, no idea.
I don't believe so.
No
Okay.
idea.
Let's just ask her, did something take you?
No, she said
Okay.
no.
Okay. And does she know why she did not go into the light?
No.
No, she's like, I just sort of slipped out of my body and this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to step back for a few moments, let you two have a private conversation with her, and we're going to cross her over together. Just let me know when you're done, and there's no hurry, okay?
Okay.
I'm done.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's grateful. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
Excellent. Is she ready to go home?
Yeah,
All right.
Burning up.
it's all right.
We're going to request that these angels take to the appropriate realm of the heaven world right now. And just let me know when you see or sense that energy shift.
I saw her pop off.
I did too, really fast. She was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
she's like, I am not lingering, I'm going.
yeah.
Okay, excellent. It wasn't just the family loved one that we found. We also found a lot of children. And the big question is why are there so many children? We're in a good position to ask these questions so we can get some clarification. These child souls were soul napped, and now they're here with us. They were able to break out of that matrix. Learning about what happened to them will help me and others down the road in this line of work. And this is why I'm always asking questions. The more we can share, the more we can help each other, the more we can be of true spiritual service. Let's focus our attention on these children. I feel like it's mostly, if not all children.
Yeah.
Middle-aged-ish, like up to maybe mostly like 10, 12 and below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10.
Okay, so let's ask them, is there somebody here who can help us understand what happened to them? And let me know if you hear anybody. We're just asking for somebody to help us understand. You're all in a safe space.
They've not been able to cross over.
No, they have not.
They're stuck.
Yes, they are. Do they feel like they're from the same generation or from the same era?
Yes. Yeah.
Do they
Definitely.
feel like they're, I'm going to say, newly dead or like hundreds of years dead?
Seems a long time ago to me.
I
Okay.
wouldn't say it's a long, long time ago. Not hundreds of years ago.
Okay. I'm picking up current to a couple hundred years.
Mm.
There's a little bit, there's a fluctuation in a vibrational energy that I pick up. And if we look at their clothing, that can help us also. So as we're looking at them, can you see any elements of their clothing?
No, they're just
I was
all
seeing
white.
I was seeing gingham.
Gingham, okay, okay. Do you feel like they're boys and girls or mostly one or the other?
Boys and girls.
Me too. If you were to guesstimate how many, like 10, 100, 1,000, how many approximately how many children do you feel are here?
I'm looking at about 30 in the gold circle.
Okay. Can anybody tell us what happened to them?
Snatched.
Yes, yep. Were they snatched by humans or snatched by somebody else? Or something else?
I'm feeling like black magicians. It's
Yeah.
tricksters, but like, yeah, seem like magicians.
Mhm.
I was seeing black.
Yeah, I'm seeing some kind of, it's a dark entity, dark force.
Yeah,
On the lower level of those dark entities, but they all have bosses. So, let's ask them, are they feeling warmer now?
They seem just very happy and excited to be where they're at right now.
Do they feel safe?
yeah,
Yeah, together. Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Did
They've
they
all
know each
clustered.
other? What's that? I'm sorry.
They've all clustered together.
Okay. Did they know each other in life?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Okay.
No.
I was getting a no on that one. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
We're going to bring in angels for them. So, do they know they had died?
I don't think so.
Do they know if they were abused?
No. Oh, I think a couple might.
I'm
I
getting
just thought,
that. Yeah, I was getting a yes on that. So, we're going to explore it a little bit more.
mm,
And this is what makes this process, to me, wonderful, is that we can have this type of dialogue to get to the real truths. Were they seeing dark, shadowy things surrounding them that were scary looking?
I believe so.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Is there anybody here who can help us understand what has been chasing them?
I'm just picking up on like a child catcher,
Yeah, I am too.
you know, like at the movie. That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting.
Yeah,
It's I think there's a trafficking issue.
Yeah.
yeah. That was the word I was trying to find.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a trafficking issue.
Yeah.
Were they taken from their moms and dads?
Yes.
Is it like wartime then? Maybe when they were moved around with the wars.
That makes perfect sense to me. Let's
Yeah.
ask them, was there wars happening?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Separation.
my
Yep.
mum was one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that. Do we know if it's World War II, World War One,
World War Two.
two? I'm getting two. Okay. Upon death, did they see creatures that looked like large reptiles?
I can't see that.
Yeah, personally, I'm getting my own visuals around this, so I'm seeing like the little skinny lizards that stand up on 2 feet.
Okay. All right. That's
Uh,
pretty much okay.
yeah.
Were you
Before I came, I was seeing like dinosaur types.
okay? We're looking at our reptilians,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there's many species within the reptilians.
Yeah.
By the way, there's indications that you described to me that is reptilian based. So just so you know that we're on the right track.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Okay.
It's like dinosaur times on the
Well, I was getting like a Mars vibe anyway. That's where I'm
yeah.
picking up from. And that's what I think's in Mum anyway, the way I saw
Mm.
it last time I worked on you. Because it was holding on and kicking and screaming like it was like super pissed with its tongue flicking around. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna by the way, this beach is barren like Mars.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Yeah.
saying. That's why I
Yep.
was thinking volcanic, but yeah.
And we will we'll clean that aspect up, but right now we're gonna work on these children for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ladies have any questions for the children?
I just I feel that they're all quite giddy. I think they know that there's like an escape now.
Yeah.
I think they know that there's freedom there, so they're happy to. And I think they'll be super grateful, and they're going to jump out as soon as we let that go.
We are. So let's do this again. I want to send out this message one more time to see if we can bring more in. Many times I have 1 foot in one door and 1 foot in another door. And I realized all of a sudden that I'm talking out loud to my soul tribe, my spiritual team. And while it appears to be a one-sided conversation, it wasn't. They were giving us more instructions as to what they knew needed to happen so we can all work together for the greater good. Again, if anybody can see this. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna come back. Yes, but some of them are trapped. So we're gonna work on that. So there are more to come into the circle, but they are trapped at the moment. We're gonna release them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep this circle here, but I'm gonna have the angels cross this group of children over to the appropriate realm of the heavens right now.
I can see them holding hands and floating upwards.
Yeah, I saw them going up.
Yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
If we did nothing else today, that was a huge spiritual service for those souls. We've changed
Oh,
Absolutely.
yeah.
their soul
Yeah.
trajectory for eternity. They get to go home.
Yeah.
All right. Removing the dark entities is almost always a part of this process. We're working interdimensionally, which means we're not bound by physical location. This may kind of be hard to wrap your head around, but there's so much more to us than our physical aspects on planet Earth. It looks like we're inside of an ant nest, but we're not dealing with ants. That would be easier. There's a ton of different entities here. It's kind of surreal, really. I do know that. And I can tell that they've given us enough to try to lull us into complacency. But I also know that there's more because something is nudging me to keep going. Now, I want you, Sue, to tell me the one place right now you would not want to go to the most.
Near the wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So looking at the wall, I'm being pulled where you
Yeah.
felt you're being watched, the wall in that area is
Yeah.
that segment is where I'm getting drawn to. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just start pulsing and I've got a giant tetrahedron in the sky. I have it's just what I call it. I'm just gonna pulse things and push them. We're gonna pull them up into that tetrahedron. So I'm going to create a negative spinning vortex to pull them up from under the water, under the land, that kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever's going up is going up to the right.
Yeah. Yep.
I can see like a stream, just a line going up to the right, arching.
Yep. They're getting pulled in fast. There's a lot down there.
Oh,
I'm not sure how much you know of the sex trafficking world, but tunnels are a big part of their system.
yeah.
And this wall is actually an underground tunnel.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
the cues to me was the rockiness and the fact that the rocks were bumpy, more like a lava tube. The barrenness of this lends me to believe one of two things. This is not Earth, or they have sucked you dry. But I don't think we're on planet Earth. I do
No.
believe
I got that
Mars.
immediately.
Yeah, I do believe it's something like Mars, as we talked
Mhm.
about. I'm gonna post this again and again and again.
It's infested.
There's a lot underneath here. You know what? The beauty of it is they don't have physical bodies, so we can cram billions of these little mother effers in there.
Uh-huh.
We don't care if they're comfortable or not. And they're still coming out.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like an ant nest almost, right?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel like some of these beings and entities are mechanical in nature also? Like,
Only soon as you said it.
okay, we'll get to the bottom of this in a little bit here, but I feel like at this point, we're now pulling up nanobot technologies. And these are just pre-programmed little bugs, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to muscle test that. we have reptilians in there. We haven't gotten the mother lode yet. They're giving us this nanobot stuff because it's inconsequential to them.
They're like ladybirds with bigger wings.
Yeah, yes, yeah. So they're thinking, oh, if we give them all these things, they're gonna let us alone and we'll just, keep doing. But this is basically the first layer. Okay. I'm gonna bring in some more of our spiritual teams. I'm bringing in basically the spiritual police, the angelic realms, archangels, and we're just gonna vet them all. There's a group of them that are not in a perfect line that tells me that they're imposters. They're going to dispose of those or send them to the appropriate realm. All right. These guys are going to go through, and we can do it with them or we can just have them do it. But I want to go under the water or have them go under the water. We can do it too, but I want to see if there's any caves or caverns or anything like that under the water. And by the way, I feel like this water has like a glass barrier over the top of it, so we can't go in there very easily.
That's what I saw.
Okay.
It was like because the sea was so still, it was like glass shining on the top.
Yeah, it's
as you
not
walked up.
natural. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've got something pretty valuable under there that they're hiding. And we're going to go underneath there and we're going to look. These dark entities worked hard to keep us out. If anything, our global political world has taught us that when there's a distraction, we're looking in some other area that we know something should be happening or is not happening. We need to figure out what they're really hiding from us. And that applies to this dimension too. And what are you seeing or sensing down there?
I'm seeing a lake going into a cave.
Yeah.
Very, very dark cave.
I'm seeing creatures and cages.
Do you feel like these creatures are hybrids?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have the team start removing them and helping them. Okay. Is there any, are you seeing any of the reptilian beings down here too?
Not particularly, no.
No.
I'm just seeing different creatures like octopuses, different animals to try and scare other things off to protect what's underneath.
Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with that. They gave us a bunch of stuff above the land because they were hiding their real treasures down here.
Mm. I'm seeing facility now.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Bastards.
I know, right? So my next question is, I'm creating this tetrahedron and I want to have our teams go in. Oh, they're telling me, hang on a minute.
Something's burning under the sea. Or burning in a cave. I don't know what it is.
All right, we're gonna, they're telling me that they're basically destroying evidence, so we're just gonna have the teams go in there and clean it out. And it doesn't matter if I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if they burn it or not, it still exists.
Yeah.
They're trying to scare us. All right, so I'm gonna pulse the facilities and we're gonna pull out the beings and entities that work there right now. Yeah, that's them. I call that my sexy trait. All right, what are you seeing coming into that tetrahedron?
I was seeing a lot's getting sucked up straight away. I was seeing white lab coats as well. So I think there's like human people down there or human type people down there.
Are you seeing any reptilians?
Yeah, I was seeing tails, which tends to tell us that's the higher upper people,
Yeah.
beings, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Uh,
This is weird.
lizard faces. See, I'm used to this sort of world, Laura. Mum's not used to this, but yeah, I'm totally there.
Those claw hand dogmen show up. And if you watch or listen to the episode Claw Hands, these are the same entities, and I've seen them a lot lately. It's an AI hybrid that's sort of new to the scene. They offer us all an opportunity to learn that even the dark side evolves. The dark side hopes that we're complacent and that we don't dig deeper. And also, I need to mention at the last moment, we changed the day and time of our appointment. It was a spontaneous move, and sometimes spontaneity can be our friend. The dark side has to pivot when we're spontaneous, thus giving us the upper hand. And this is a great example of why we always need to clean up and add to our spiritual toolboxes. It keeps the dark side off balance, and it helps us to retain our personal power and our soul sovereignty. I'm
I'm
with you
seeing
on,
dogmen.
what are you
Say
saying?
again.
Dogmen
Yeah.
running behind, running out of the cave.
All right. That tells me there's another species here. Hang on a minute. Yes, with the reptilians, absolutely.
Definitely dogmen.
So,
Horrible.
actually, I've seen, it's really weird, but I've started seeing them more and more in the past 2 weeks, these dogmen with client, other clients are saying that they're seeing them. Okay.
Right.
Look at their hands and tell me what their hands look like, please, if you can.
Just like
Claws.
like
Yes.
hairy.
Okay. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to pull one of these dogmen out with the spiritual police.
Will you give him a smack for me?
Yeah, we're gonna do some Q&A here. Wow, this is so crazy. This is the third time since in 2 weeks that I've seen these creatures. And I know where they're coming from, and there's bigger fish to fry than these guys and bigger fish than the reptilians.
Yeah.
Did he know that I was coming? Did this group know I was coming?
Giving us a side eye.
Yeah. Is he afraid? Let's ask him this question. Are you afraid to answer our questions? We're just mere mortals.
It just seems like annoyed, like
Just very aggressive.
yeah.
So I'm going to tell him this. He can choose to be cooperative or not. If not, then I'm going to keep him in this containment field, and I'm going to put him back in with his bosses in a little while, and I'm going to say thank you for the information. What do you think your bosses are going to do to you then?
That made him think.
Yeah, it looks very, very angry. Very angry.
So, and I'm telling him, you can be as angry as you want. You are violating spiritual law and trespassing. Do you understand that? Now, back to the question. Did you and your people, species, know that I was coming?
I think we're getting a yeah.
I heard a yes.
All right, so I got a yes, and this is interesting. We shifted the timeline by doing this sooner, and they weren't ready for us. Let's ask them, is that accurate?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The question and answer period is always an important aspect that I like to do. Why? Because I want information. I want to be able to share this information to help others empower themselves, which is why I'm so grateful that Sam and her mom have allowed us to share this with you. What do they know about me?
That you're all over the place.
Did the Anunnaki bring them here to do their work?
I think so.
Yeah, he doesn't want to answer that question. Is putting fear in him.
The dogmen were like soldiers.
Yeah,
Bigger, stronger.
Yeah.
exactly. Okay. Do they hide behind the reptilians?
Bigger, stronger.
Mm.
The reptilians, they do the dirty work. Is that accurate?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
definitely.
I want to ask about the history of the reptilians. Did they infiltrate England before World War II, during World War II, or after World War II, or all of it?
I think they were before.
I'm
They're
seeing
there
Hitler.
before. They are there
Yeah.
before.
Mm.
They thought they could take it over during World War II, but they couldn't fully take over the land. Okay. Are there more reptilians that we need to pull up? He does not want to answer that, but that gives me the answer.
Mhm.
And I'm telling him right now, his being helpful to us affords him positive karma. It's above my pay grade to say where or what happens to him. They will all be sent to the higher realms. But like the Bible says, in my house, there are many mansions. They're not going to go to the same place that, you or I would go to when we cross over. But they're not allowed to roam free either.
Are they contained in their own realm?
They up in the higher realms, yes.
Yeah.
Think of it as a form of a prison in a sense,
Mhm.
and a rehabilitation. Okay. I'm gonna have the teams clean this out down here. They were surprised, they got caught off guard. They thought they had more time, even though time doesn't exist in their dimension.
Mhm.
But I need to go after actually the bigger fish. And the reptilians are a subset of what's happening. The reptilians are what you're experiencing. They're very real. They're not pleasant. I call in my main spiritual guide, and I always discern my spiritual teams every single time. And many people think by now that I wouldn't need to do this, right? Well, the dark side will take any opportunity they get, and I know they'll take advantage of it if I get lazy. So I always mention that it's important to vet and validate our spiritual teams. And in this case, we found some imposters, these dark entities who are posing as the good guys. I'm bringing in my guides and my team, where they're cleaning this up for us, but I'm bringing in my guide, my main guy here, and he's going to stand before us outside of our tetrahedron space. And just let me know when you can see or sense him.
I can.
Okay. We're going to vet him. I'm not going to assume that he is who he says he is.
I think he's a liar.
Yeah, I do too. He disappeared. I poured a acid on him, and he just sort of shifted.
Mm.
And it's a great example of, I don't feel bad about it. It's like, wow, okay, we dodged a bullet. We didn't just blindly trust. So he's getting removed. After that, we definitely got the attention of our large spiritual teams after that. And I do need to make mention that we don't always necessarily have to see them. Sometimes we can feel them or hear them or even sense that they're around. It's not always trying to figure these things. It's not easy trying to figure these things out, but when something feels off, even no matter how trivial it is, don't brush it off. Don't think twice, vet them. And this is how they're likely to get in, is if we just sort of ignore those little signs or ignore that little spidey sense in our intuition. Always trust your intuition. All right, and I'm making that request again, that my main guide come in right now. I'm actually seeing a quorum of them. The whole slate is here. And so I just want you ladies just to kind of look. We'll validate them. They may appear as like streams of light, by the way, or they may appear humanoid or a combination.
Getting more humanoid in my views.
Yeah.
I'm getting silver streaks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody's a little bit different in how they view them, and that's just fine. But those are the two main ways that we see them. And I'm just going to, again, vet them pretty hard and heavy. And they're still there. Okay. So I'm going to ask them some questions to better help us. And I want you ladies to please listen also for an answer. Let me know what your answers are. And if we have any differences, we'll just work it out. There's still more reptilians that we need to capture for this family.
Oh, I've just seen a huge one.
Yeah, okay. So I'm making the request that these teams start removing any and all reptilians that are impacting this family line back through time, space, and dimension right now. For most of this session, I've had an annoying cough. Nothing's wrong with me other than these entities have been trying to choke me to get me not to speak. And it happens every now and then, and they just get removed. For me, it's not a big deal, but I know how to remove and handle them. But here's the deal. We're about to shift gears and clean and clear these ladies up. And then the claw hands have put some devices and implants in them to try to control them. These implants actually mitigate our free will. They take away our ability to live the life that we're supposed to live, to learn what we're supposed to learn. And so on this day, these wonderful ladies got to take their power back. And I want to thank them for allowing me to share this with you. And it just goes to prove that we're never alone in these times. And it is helpful to know that we're not the only ones dealing with this. And so if you're experiencing these types of interferences, just know that you're not alone and that there is help out there. Study, learn, never stop discerning. And thank you for listening. I know your time is valuable, and I appreciate you taking the time to listen.